Hello, hola, welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I'm the Humble Apprentice. I'm your Friday host. This is season 13, week 15, and this week's topic is Parallel Paths. I should explain a little bit about all of the different aspects of my craft. I work with crystals, stones, rocks, herbs, plants, flowers, trees, essential oils, tinctures, sprays. I make lotions. I make tinctures. I work with and take photographs of the plants in the prairies, the fields, and the ditches, and I basically document for my Book of Shadows the growth from a young seedling, a young plant, through maturity until it blooms, and then when it goes into seed, and then after, when it goes dormant. And there are so many hundreds of plants to follow within the spring and summer and fall. I also work with pendulums for divination, tarot. And the thing about tarot, it's not a stagnant method of divination. There are constantly, it's evolving, and there are so many different spreads that you can use, because the way that I read tarot is not just to say, well, this is what's happening, because the person really knows what's happening. That's not what they want. What they want is to know, okay, so this is what's happening, but what path should I take now that I know what's coming towards me? So what I try to do is try to figure out the 2 or 3 different directions that happen, or that can bring about a different outcome if there's action to change the current trajectory or the current path of the energy. And then there's astrology, and in astrology I work with the actual constellations, the actual planet locations. So it's more of an astronomical, not tropical, because from my perspective, the place where the planets are in the constellations in space has a big influence on what's happening and the energy that's affecting us. I use astronomical placements for my interpretation of birth charts and the actual place where the sun is in the constellation that it is, whether it coincides with the tropical location of where it should have been. Yeah, astrology right now, it's one of the very intricate systems that I'm using, that I'm working on. And then there's numerology, which is such a rich tradition, and that also has an effect, on a lot of the aspects, or every aspect of our life. And after numerology, dream interpretation, learning about my environment and learning about all the properties of the herbs that are around me, of the crystals and stones and plants, and also the different spell work and how to use those plants and herbs and oils in my practice, and in trying to get a very firm grasp on all of those practices. I haven't researched many other paths of power because I like to focus and really learn as much as possible of the practice that I'm working on. So I am interested in ceremonial magic. I have a few friends that practice it. But with all that I'm working on, I don't want to give less than my best to anything that I do. So right now, the only thing that I'm working on is Reiki, and the other parts of my craft, the other parts of divination and all the other things that I'm doing for the craft. But Reiki for me has been very important because when you get attuned, your channels open to be able to channel the energy of the universe through yourself and direct it towards an individual or a place or an animal or anything that you need that is okay with receiving the healing energy of Reiki for the greatest and highest good of all. So if you keep that in mind, but you can't force it on anybody either. It has to be something that is willingly accepted. So the more you work with channeling energy, the more you feel the energy moving through you, and the more attuned you are to the subtle energies and the energies of the universe entering and going through you into the other vessel, the other person, or the earth, or whatever it is that you connect with, that you're connecting with, and channeling or sending that energy to realign their energy. I do make sure that I keep these two paths parallel and not overlapping, because although the energy of Reiki moves through me, I do not use it, I do not direct it towards my craft. I only use it for what it was intended. I keep the two separate. It is already helping me, and it is already moving the energy through my channels and bringing the energy into alignment for my body, mind, spirit. So I am able to move into the meditative mind with greater ease when I am doing magic, when I am working or participating in ritual. I don't need to use the energy of Reiki, but it has already created the pathway for the energies that I channel, or the the elements that I work with to affect the change that I want by using the spell or creating the working that I'm focused on at the moment. And thank you. Thank you for watching. I think that's all I can say about the parallel paths that I walk at the moment. So have a good evening, have a great weekend, and blessed be.